Sounding microphone. It's Carl of expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal show. And you'll see, look, this looks like a mistake with my green screen. And Mrs. M doesn't like this. She drops the shutters in the studio here so that things like this don't happen. But that is a strange way of seeing the morning sun this morning in a somewhat chilly Silver Coast. How is it where you are in Portugal or any other part of the world? Did you have a nice weekend? And for Deagle's benefit, it is, what is it? It is segunda-feira, 25 outubro, 2020. And welcome to the Good Morning Portugal show today. How on earth are you? Yeah, let me know. How was your weekend? Mine was rather marvelous. And for anybody who's been to the San Martino de Porto Bay, did I mention I live in San Martino de Porto, by the way? You will have seen across the bay this incredible sand cliff, sort of sand, what is it, like a almost a 45-degree dune, I'll call it. And we scaled it last night. We weren't planning to. My kids have been saying, oh, can we go up the sand hill? Can we go up the sand hill? No. It's far too dangerous, but they talked me into it last night, and I did it. I've got a video to prove it. And has anyone seen it? Let me know in the comments if you're a Silver Coast person or if you've been to the Silver Coast and you've looked out from San Martino de Porto. You will see over to your right the neck of the bay where the waves, the Atlantic waves, crash against the rocks and the lighthouse. And then you look to your left, you think, that's interesting. What's that? Why is there a wall of sand there? That's the thing. That me and the kids went up last night and rolled. Well, some of us rolled back down. I was feeling actually a little bit nauseous, quite an overexertion. But Coach Turner is going to be very happy with me when he sees this video. Okay, so how are you all doing? Segunda-feira, of course, the second day of the week. I always think it's very interesting that here in Portugal, literally, yes, the second day of the week. Sunday is the first day. How is your mind wired? I mean, to me, forevermore, I'm sure Monday will feel like the first day of the week. But of course, Portugal, with its Catholic origins and, you know, the life revolving around the church, more so in olden times, that would be the first day, the primero day of the week, Sunday, and everything else follows after that. How does Monday feel to you? Does it feel like the first day of the week, or do you actually feel like Sunday is the first day of the week for you? So much of what we think is reflected in the language, isn't it, that we learn as we're growing up? It's fascinating. It gives us not only the structure for how we speak, but the structure of how we think as well. Anyway, enough of that, Carl. Let's see how you're doing. What sort of weekend did you have? And of course, the all-important question. You thought I'd forgotten, but you reminded me, actually. Did you do your 15 minutes of Portuguese? 30 since I last saw you, right? It'll be half an hour since I last saw you. So let's find out how people are and how they got on with that. Gilda to come, of course, on a Monday morning, the visa update. And I also want to know what your hopes are for the SEF reorganization. A new organization called APMA will replace SEF. I've got some information about that for you. Well, not great, only the information that the change is taking place. We don't know a great deal more than that. Gilda she may not want to talk about SEF, of course. She might just want to help you with your visa updates. We'll find out in due course. Andrea's here. Good morning. Bon dia todos. Gracias. Adios. Thank God, Thanks to God for Monday. Thank God it's Monday. I like that because actually that's a really good point, Andrea. If we have remnants of us of the corporate life and the everyday life, and we think, oh no, thank God it's Friday, but oh dear, it's Monday again. Do you ever manage to shake that off when you retire? Talking to everybody who might have changed their life drastically, becoming an expat. Does Monday still have that same kind of vibe to it? And the reason I've got my favorite shirt on today is because I normally save this for the weekend. And as I looked in the wardrobe this morning to put a shirt on, I thought to myself, why don't I put on my favorite shirt? Like it's Monday. I don't have to wait till the weekend. And that's all part of the polarity, isn't it? Of having weekends, having special days and not so great days. So why not put your best pants on today, everybody? If you haven't got dressed yet, make sure you put your best grundies on. And just like it's Monday, but so what? You can make it a really special. You can have like, thank God I've got my special lucky pants on. And it's Monday, segunda-feira. So thank you, Andrea, for that reminder. Desejando a todos y un día fantástico. So a fantastic day to everybody. France is here as well, of course, from Cape Town this morning. Bon dia alegria a todos, todos. I got in ahead of Andrew today, 15 minutes and ready for the day. Well, interestingly, it doesn't look like that on the timestamp. You look like neck and neck at 7:59, a half hour before. Oh, or maybe, so you got ahead on the learning Portuguese. Let's find out. Bang! You pipped me. Well done. So she did. She actually did. I was really proud of myself. Yeah, okay. So, but that's a good effort for both of you. 1 minute to 8, and we don't start until 8:30. Reminds me of those old geezers I used to go to. Not that you're old geezers, Francis or Aunt Andrea, of course, but my mother and father used to run a pub. And back in those days in the UK, in the city of Bristol, there were pubs were only open at certain times. People couldn't be trusted to drink all day. Maybe they still can't, but it's what happens now in the UK, of course, mostly. But pubs used to open at midday and shut at 2 or 2:30, and then open again at 5:30 in the evening or 7 o'clock on a Sunday and go through till 10 or 10:30. And there would be old men banging on the door at 5:30. You guys are like that, really, in your keenness, not to drink, but to be here this morning. I'm very grateful. Francis Gersbach is laughing about, I think, the ups and downs of being first or not on the Good Morning Portugal show. We'll have to give a special award, a special prize. Look at that sun. If you have just joined us, that is the sunshine shining on the green screen. I'm not going to shut the shutters. I love a bit of sunlight as well as the lighting here in the studio. Bon dia, Carl. 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Saturday and Sunday completed. Hope folks remembered. Yes, well said, Deagle. We're down to single figures at night. High is mid-teens, 14 to 15. We have proper autumn in Belfast. It was a bit chilly when I was out with the dogs this morning. My hands were cold, and they needed to be in my pockets ideally. But I was actually quite enjoying the seasonal nature of the temperature this morning. It was great. Rich Rules. Cheers, Deagle. And thanks for that. And actually, yeah, I can't skim past that without confessing myself. I don't think I did any formal learning. What I did do, as I was trying to think, to myself, how do I explain myself to Deagle and everybody else this morning? Out with some lovely, relatively new friends. Great to see you all on Saturday. And we went to a fantastic bar, cafe, right on the edge of the beach at Foz de Relio. Really, really nice place. A shout out to everybody at Alanort. But I did find the staff a bit grumpy in there. I mean, they warmed in the end. And the reason I mention it is not because, I'm not complaining. Sometimes it's just like that, isn't it? It can be very busy for staff and so on. And what happened to me was, they seem a bit gruff and brusque with me this today. Is it because most of us are drinking water? I mean, we paid for it. Don't get me wrong. We weren't those people who go and get the best seat in the bar and then only drink water. And as the day went on, I think we spent quite a nice lot of money in there. Had a great time, and we were new to the place. But it wasn't the warmest of receptions I've had here in Portugal. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to get grumpy. I'm going to keep speaking Portuguese, because maybe that's why you're a bit grumpy towards me, because you can't understand me or something like that. And I think I was talking Portuguese all along, but I carried on, and eventually the ice thawed. So there you go. In the face of adversity, I kept speaking Portuguese, and I'm quite pleased with myself. And it's quite difficult, isn't it, when you feel stressed to actually speak the language? So I carried on anyway. So there you go, Deagle. That's my contribution over the weekend. I know. That's like the proverbial, isn't it? Or not the proverbial, but that tactic people have of, you fire a shot and then you draw the target round it and go, hey, I got a bullseye. We do a lot of that in life, don't we, us humans? Which rules will be new next, please? Info Portugal. I don't know which you mean. Are you talking about what changes are likely with D7, etc.? Can you elaborate on that? Great to see you this morning. Bon dia alegria from Matty. Para Gilda, Carly, todos. Espero que tenham grande inicio de semana. So great start to the week. Com uma excelente segunda-feira. So an excellent Tuesday to us. All from Matty. Sim, já fiz os meus 15 minutos de aprendizagem the Portuguese, Georgia. So he's going to do 15 minutes of Portuguese today. Sounds like he did. Is that a way of saying he didn't do it over the weekend, Matty? A bit like me. Bon dia. Hello, Tom. Always lovely to see your face on your picture there. Good Monday morning, everybody. Good Monday morning, Carl and Gilda. Hola, bon dia to you as well, Tom. Thank you for saying hi. Bon dia, alegria from Thunder. 0 minutos. To do the Portuguese say zero? I wonder, because, you've got zero, haven't you? Naught, nothing, zilch, nada. I wonder what the Portuguese say for zero. Could somebody help me out with that? Help us all out with that. James is here. Look at that. The ever popular banana slug. That's run and run, isn't it? I mean, I know slugs don't run. That's crawled and crawled. The old banana slug there. And the keener-eyed of you who wait until the end of the show will have seen the great big banana slug lozenge that lady is wrestling. If you don't know what I'm talking about, wait till the end. Feliz Segunda, todos. It's a happy Tuesday. It's nice how it's abbreviated, Segunda. It's not gone for the full Segunda-feira there. 20 minutos no sábado y domingo. So 20 minutes both days. Not bad. Y 10 minutes already today. Check you out, James. He's serious, and that's why he is speaking to us in Portuguese there, of course. Jackie Polly. Now, I have to say, I thought I met you the other day, Jackie. Somebody introduced themselves to me in the Dom Carlos Park. It's not named after me, despite popular belief. Dom Carlos Park in Caldas Terreno. A lovely couple came up to me. I want to say hello to them. They were Tim and Jackie. Do excuse me. I've got my Haniger at the ready. I'm still struggling a little bit with the climatic change of the season here, as you might be able to hear in my voice. But I'm just trying to find out. I made a note of their dog's name as well. So I met Tim and Jackie in the park there. That sounds dodgy, doesn't it? So Tim and Jackie and lovely Labrador Farley, who started barking at one point. There was a blooming cat in the park. All of life is here in a Portuguese park, isn't it? But I thought, I thought it was you, Jackie. And I know quite a few. It's funny, Jackies and Jacquelines are quite well represented in our community. What is it about the people called Jacqueline who want to move to Portugal? It's fascinating. So bon dia alegria to you, Jackie Polly. I can't read that out. I'll just go with a WTF. Just got buzzed by a mosquito. Don't they know they're only supposed to come out at night? Yes, some are on the late shift, I think. And they're waiting. They are waiting. If they've not had a good night, they extend the shift. And so be careful. Get the old citronella lit up for at breakfast time, I think there, Jackie. So good morning to you, Jack. And hello to Jackie, Tim, and Farley as well this morning. It was lovely to meet you in the park the other day. Victoria's here as well. New module. Watch out for the new module, Victoria. Hola, bon dia, kids. Carly Gilda. I love how she calls us kids. Bon dia, Gilda from James. So we've got a question. We'll come back to that. Do remind me, James, if that gets overrun a bit later on. And can I show balances? Okay, so yeah, that's definitely for Gilda when she joins us a little bit later on. Bon dia from Stephen Wells. I was a bit worried about Stephen because I was giving him some good and full-on banter on the Feel Good show on Saturday night. In case you don't know, we do a Feel Good Portugal Saturday night show from 10 o'clock, me and Mrs. M. And we had the wonderful Jenny Lowe's with us, who was ex-nurse from the NHS in the UK, who is a multidisciplinary, very, very smart, very fascinating woman who joined us as well. We had a great chat about so many different things, actually, as it turned out on Saturday. And I called Stephen weird. I think he took it quite well, but he'd been a bit poorly. So I hope you're feeling fully recovered now, Stephen. And great to have you here this morning. Does a 9-hour while you sleep Portuguese language video count towards the challenge? Nope. Although I would be happily doing that. 9 hours? Wait, I can't remember the last time I had 9 hours sleep. You lucky thing, Victoria. And I can't. We can't allow that, can we? I think 15 minutes awake is probably worth more than 9 hours of sleep. But some would argue, Mrs. M would probably argue, I think, that does go in at a subconscious level. But where is your subconscious when you need it? When you're standing at the front of the queue in the Finanças going, but where's it all gone? That 9-hour sleeping Portuguese lesson I had, can't remember any of it now. So I don't think I'm going to be harsh. I'm not going to allow it. What do other people think about that? Jim's here as well. Hey up, Jim. Bon dia to Gilda and Carl. And we're warming her chair up for her with greetings here, aren't we? Until she gets here. 45 minutes starting Friday. So Jim's bang on, you see. He's not virtue signaling with extra. He's just doing what was asked for. And that is a rare thing among human beings, isn't it? It's always the excuses, I haven't done it, or can I do it like this? Or I've done more, look at me, look at me. Jim, a man of great integrity there. I'm not saying that, oh no, I'm getting myself in trouble now, aren't I? I'm not saying the rest of you or us, I include myself in that, don't have integrity. But isn't it funny how it's a rare thing where if you say to somebody, okay, do 15 minutes of Portuguese every day, very rarely would somebody come back and say, okay, that's what I did. Really? You didn't miss out on some days or do it differently or go off and do your own human thing like human beings do? Nope, I did 15 minutes a day. Well done, Jim. An example to us all. You need a minimum in the Portuguese account. Okay, that's I think that's a response already to James from Thunder. Bom dia, alegria. Gilda up early, excited for a consult with Christina. Yes, Jeff, fantastic. Great news there. Meeting Christina in the team there at EI. Okay, so James says to Victoria, only if you are dreaming in Portuguese. So what do you dream in Portuguese, I wonder, Victoria? And I hear a little boop in the background. Gilda is here and just getting ready on the screen for you. Question about driving in the low emission zones in Lisbon. We live just outside the zone, but do we have a green resident sticker? Can we? But we do have a green resident sticker. Can we drive in the zone? Gilda might know the answer to that. We'll ask her in just a moment. And Alex just basically saying that best intro music start today is great. I mean, I hear it every day, obviously, and it still puts a spring in my step. Gary's here as well. Bon dia, everyone. Come back to some of the other comments because I think some of them are aimed at Gilda and she should hear them. It rained and we can't handle it. Oh no, at the weekend, that's terrible. Oops, my cats have dribbled out onto the balcony. Literally. Oh, I see. Birds are super active this morning. Their true catness emerges and the birds drive them nuts. Absolutely. Of course, the call of nature and the call of the Good Morning Portugal show for Gilda Pereira from EI. Good morning. Hey!
Hey, good morning.
Morning. How are you, Gilda?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you hear me?
Hear you loud and clear. Lovely to see you this morning. Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
And
So,
I would like to thank everyone for the lovely message that I got after last week. You know, I said that I was feeling a little bit tired and exhausted, and because of everything that is happening with SEF and with the consulates, I got so much love, and I felt really, really happy and overwhelmed with love. And thank you so much. And I got the flowers to the office. Thank you. What a nice surprise. So, what a great community we have here. Huh?
so true, so true. I'm glad you like the flowers. Glad you liked all the greetings, and I won't embarrass you this morning. But suffice to say, um, I created a virtual thank you card for you, a greetings card, because we were trying to find a way that we could all chip in and show our appreciation for you and the team there. And Alex, Eric. Let me I won't read all their messages because I'll send them to you as a Word document. I've already started collating it.
No,
John,
it's okay.
Francis, Khadija, James, of course, who's here this morning. Jack as well. Jackie, who's here this morning. Max G, Midlife Crisis. Jerry, our own Jerry. Martin as well. Martin, Ralph, and Cindy, Jeff. So many people wanting to show their appreciation to you. Hank, of course, and Connie. And Emma Gent, Kristen, Michelle, Ali J, not Ali G, probably Ali G as well, probably wanted to say thanks. Terrell, Susan, and Dan, all among the many who wanted to say hi to you and thank you to you on our virtual greetings card. And I will send those to you. Beautiful words, Gilda. You know what they say. You know, the gist of it is they're so grateful to you for your diligent and thoughtful service and how much you and the team care. And they really want you to have a rest and take it easy and look after yourself. A lot of these people are seasoned business people, and they've seen these kinds of ups and downs of running a company, and they've got some great advice for you as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
Well, de nada. I will I will send those on to you. Yeah, because if I start reading them out, I'll only start us off, and it will
Yeah.
be blubbing again here on the screen. So, did you have a restful weekend then? Having said that, you haven't been out sort of hang gliding or working for 48 hours or anything silly like that, have you?
No, 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 I didn't. Actually, I had to rest for during the week even
Okay.
because I was feeling really, really tired. And On the weekend, I had a meetup with some friends, which I didn't had for a long time on
Yeah.
Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I spent time with the family.
Superb. I think, it's a funny thing when you give your body permission to rest, it takes you up on the offer sometimes. When people are just like, no, that's it. I'm going to be working 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. The body kind of gets used to that. And I think it tells you eventually that it's had enough. But then when you say to your body, okay, we're going to have a rest, we're going to have a rest, the body goes, oh, thank goodness you're listening to me now. And it takes advantage of the situation, which I think is a
It
good thing. Sounds
takes, it
like,
takes.
yeah.
I don't think it's a good thing, but it it's.
Well, your mind doesn't, does it? Your mind doesn't, and your conscientiousness about your work wouldn't do. But it will be there for you, and the team are doing a cracking job, obviously, taking care of everything. And I think when you're
Yes,
ready,
I have a wonderful team. My team.
yeah,
They are great. So
yeah. So big shout out to the team as well. And the other thing we want to do, I mean, we're thinking of ways of honoring all of you. I thought maybe we could do something like a Deliveroo or an Uber Eats, and we'll do it maybe on a Friday, and people can buy a dish. I know you could do a shared bill. You can share the cost, and you can order a dish online and have it sent to the address. So maybe we'll do that one Friday, and you'll have more food than you could possibly eat, I suspect. So would you be open to that? Would that be okay?
yeah, but that no need. I know that you care a lot, and it's enough what you did already. So there's
Oh no,
no
we
need
we
for that.
we,
Thank
we
you.
want to see the pictures as well of sort of sushi coming out, like up to your ears in sushi or whatever you choose to have. But it'd be lovely, I think, for the whole team to get
Mhm.
literally a taste of our appreciation. So we'll organise that, or if somebody's got a better idea of how we can share our love with the whole team there, including Gilda, maybe one Friday afternoon. Please chip those ideas into the comments. So as you can see, live on a Monday, it's the visa update with Gilda. I'm going to have my little say about SEF now, Gilda. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to talk about SEF, do you? Because of it's quite a big headache with one thing and another. But there is a change for sure. And I'm reading from the APMA. Um, I'm actually reading from the gfdl.legal website, which talks about APMA replacing SEF. So that is my source this morning. And actually, I'll put it on the screen so that you can see. When it comes to something as important as this, I think it's quite important to be accurate, not quite, very important to be accurate. So I'll pop this on the screen right now so that you can see exactly what I'm reading from. And it looks like a bit of a press release sort of thing that's going on, but it does seem to confirm the change that's about to happen from SEF into APMA. So there you go on the screen for you right now. I will accept their cookies. The government proposal, this dateline, October the 20th, 2021, to disband SEF was approved today by the Parliament at Commission level. Therefore, it is expected for the bill to be fully approved soon. Until now, SEF was Portugal's primary border control organisation. In its stead, the future Agência Portuguesa para as Migrações e Asilo, APMA, will supervise immigration matters in Portugal. SEF's policing powers will be transferred to PSP and Polícia Judiciária, and those are the police forces, and to the Guarda Nacional República, the GNR. Part of its administrative powers will be transferred to the Instituto de Registros Notariado.
Notariado.
Notariado. Yeah, okay, whatever Gilda just said there. So that's, I think, in many ways, I mean, as I've seen it, Gilda, looking at a lot of expat groups, social media, it's like, oh no, there's going to be even more delays now. This is terrible.
Yes, yes, it is.
But that said, this is a good thing, I think. It was a terrible thing that happened with SEF, and those involved have been convicted now. And there's an opening, is there not, for possible transformation, for a clean slate, and for things to be done in a different way. So there's room for transformation here, isn't there, as well as possible negativity that seems to be coming in.
There's room for transformation, but not like this, because the registros e notariado are already with a lots of delays. You know that
Okay.
they take care of the nationality process, and they are very delayed. So
Okay.
if they can handle their own problems, how are they going to handle now these SEF situations.
Right.
And this and you know that before SEF, they created a new entity that died just before entered in
Oh,
force. That was SIA, you know,
okay. Right.
Serviços de Estrangeiros e Asilo, you know, and now it's this APMA. So
Okay.
it looks like that they are not secure about what they are doing.
All right. Well, not yet anyway. Okay. All right. I'll stay positive about this as a possibility. I'm going to have a chat with the British Embassy as well. I mean, people might think, "Ooh, Carl's going to have a chat with the British Embassy." Not that I have any influence whatsoever at the British Embassy, but I just do think this would be a great opportunity for more jobs to be created, for there to be working with the embassies of the various countries, and maybe what they need to do, Gilda. You know the military man who got the vaccination sorted out in Portugal? Is he the
Yes,
guy to do it? Should somebody like that be brought in to spearhead this?
maybe he could. Maybe he could. I imagine he doing such a thing. You
Yeah, his
know,
work's he's pretty
putting
much
it.
done it on the old vaccination front, hasn't he? So he's
Yeah.
might be free. He might be free to get lick Seth now to be APMA into shape. Okay, so what does everybody else think about that? It's interesting, of course, to find out what your views are about that. Everybody who's tuned in this morning and who might be tuned in later on, of course, hearing this on the replay, as many people do. Hello to you. Special hello to you if you're listening to this at some time in the future or on the podcast. Okay, first of the questions in this morning. This is what we're really about here on a Monday morning. Bon dia, Gilda. Question from James. If the SEF website appointments page shows a date, location, and time on my account, can I assume this means I have an appointment?
It depends. What kind of appointment does he want?
Okay.
Because on the website there are only appointments for certain things. I don't know what kind of appointments we are talking about.
James, let us know. Okay, and we'll be able to answer that. Can I show balances? I think it's to do with D7. Can I show balances in both my US and Portuguese bank accounts, or only my Portuguese account? Obrigado.
You can show both, no problem in showing both, but I think that they will only look to the Portuguese bank account.
Okay.
They will give more value to the Portuguese bank account.
There you go. James, come back to us on the I think it's D7, but come back to us on that. Bon dia, Alegria, Carl, and Gilda. Gilda first, not me. Gilda,
Mhm.
I'm early excited for a consultation with Christina later this morning. So shout out to Christina as well. Bon dia, todos. 1 hour of Portuguese yesterday. What we're doing is encouraging people to practice 15 minutes a day, Gilda. Do you think that's good? And do we need to make it 15 hours a day? What do you think? What would you applaud our move to learn the Portuguese? And what would you suggest as a way of getting better?
Yeah, I think that 15 minutes a day would be great if you make it.
If you make it, she knows what people are like. 1 hour of Portuguese for Ian yesterday had finished top of the league. Petit moi, happy Monday all. Which league are we talking about there, Coach Turner? And yes, dreaming in Portuguese. I wonder every time I wake up, I have to pinch myself that I'm really here. So actually, dreaming in Portugal rather than dreaming in Portuguese. You're actually here. We can confirm that to you, Victoria. You are in Portugal, and we are here to prove it to you. Unless this is a dream, of course, as well. It could all be dreams within dreams. 22, giving us a bon dia from Mary in Bellingham, which must be the name of a place. And Pacific Northwest is having a storm, says Winnie. Yeah, raining over there in the States. People are not enjoying that at all. Hank is here. Look, hola, bon dia. Connie and Hank are here. Great to see you
Hello.
guys. The weekend was pretty chill. Storm was milder than expected. Lots of rain, though, but still got to play Saturday morning football. Got the important things in place there, Francis. Had an X-ray Saturday morning and forgot the prescription. Had to drive back home and make a second trip. That's quite normal. Second trips are very normal. Don't worry about that. And how was your experience of the Portuguese Health Service, Thunder? Let us know. Having a panic attack because the sky is leaking here in California. It's so rare there, isn't it, in California? Is it cooler where you are, Gilda? Does it really feel like winter's coming in now?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
It
not
feels
good, is it?
a little bit colder.
Yeah. And us Portuguese don't like to talk about the winter, do we? We're just going to be
No.
thinking about spring already. Bon dia, Khadija. Tried to find the show on YouTube and can't find it. What? Okay, we'll have to make sure you're properly subscribed, Khadija. I think that, if I may say so, with all due respect, I think that is user error. I think there are quite a few people here coming through on the YouTube, so we'll sort that out for you. And your Etono está aquí. Yes, autumn.
Yes, that's right. But it came late, so we got a summer until very late, so we can complain.
Yes, a good late summer. Do you think it's going to go on into? We've got a birthday party coming up. Want to do it on the beach? Would you recommend that for early November or the end of this month, or is that a bit risky?
When is your birthday?
It's not mine. It's one of the kids,
Oh.
and I mean, we're looking at having a beach party, but I think the weather might not be up to it. Rain is forecast, and that's just going to be misery, isn't it? But do you think is summer tailing off now here in Portugal? Do you think?
I think it's not recommended for the early of November.
Look at this. She does weather as well as visas. She's fantastic. Pamela is saying bon dia as well. And Paul Williams looking forward, I think, to flying back to Portugal today. Big smile on his emoticon there. Dominique Core, good morning, everyone. Well, even in the Bible, Sunday is the seventh day upon one should rest. So not understanding the Catholic spin on that. Okay, Gilda, I mean, as well as visas, you talk about Portuguese culture, history, and you're one of our great reference points for all things Portuguese. Segunda, second day of the week, right? That's why it's called Segunda, because Sunday is really the first day of the week if you're in any way religious, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, simple. Bon dia castiço. What does that mean? Is that okay to read out?
Castiço means like funny.
Okay, good morning, funny guys. All right. Okay,
it's for you because it's in masculine. So
I'm the
leave me out of that.
Oh, right. Okay, I'll take it, Marcus. Miguelito Icat is here. Well, good morning to you, Michael Whitby. I don't think we've had the pleasure. I got my 15 minutes in. Very good. And you know how it works now. I tend not to read the comments out that have an at in front of them aimed at somebody else unless I'm being nosy. Capricorn 12 here. Hola, bon dia. Back in the UK. I'm so sorry to hear that. Arrived home at 4 a.m. this morning. Missing Portugal already. Come on, give us a tune. Ordinary Miracles is being played by James. That's Sarah McFarlane, is that her name? Or Sarah McLaughlin. That's right. Deborah's here. Oh, yeah. This was somebody, Gilda, who went for her first face-to-face Portuguese lesson and came out crying, completely overwhelmed. What would be your advice to Deborah?
I think you need to be patient because Portuguese is not it's not an easy language. But look, we know so many people that already learn Portuguese. You have to think, if so many people did it, how can I not learn it?
Including children. You see children, don't you? Like 4-year-olds, 5. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, Deborah, but
children are not a very good example because they pick language very easy. But
that was unfair.
But yeah, don't feel like that. It's you need to be calm, and maybe it was too much at I don't know for how long it was the lesson. Maybe it was too long, and maybe you felt tired and it was too much at the same time. But patient and take it easy. You'll get there.
Some compassion for you there, which wasn't so forthcoming with me. Oh, what's that? I don't think that was me, was it? Maybe coming from Gilda's, or maybe just coming from the ether. We have some funny noises on the microphone, certainly at the moment. We've got to earth this thing, I think I've been told. So she stopped crying now. I've put some time into. I can now correctly pronounce the alphabet. Well, that's great, Deborah. Give yourself a pat on the back for that. It probably was too much and it was too overwhelming, but you're doing great, as Francis will no doubt tell you in just a moment. Into our third week of our 8-week country search, loving the incredible weather. Well, Michael, sounds great. Where are you? Tell us more. Morning all from Elra in Finland. Am I crashing the party? I'm joining from South Korea. Well, certainly not. Everybody's
South
welcome.
Korea, wow.
Wowzers. Yes, indeed. I want to know, yes, love Korean food. So what time of day is it and what might you be eating next? Weird is here with a weird spelling of weird. Bon dia from Singapore this morning. That's not Martin, is it? Khadija said, Portuguese language hint. We've got Pimsleur free from a library in the US. So if you have a library card, you can access it. It is great. So Pimsleur getting a bit of a shout out this morning, all about conversation, and it works really well. And don't forget to get out there and have those conversations, folks. I asked where the butter was at the market. Very good, James. Scoop, a very important part of the diet as well. Donde y a manteiga, por favor. So, and the quicker way is tem manteiga, isn't it? Could he get away with just saying tem manteiga?
There is a difference. If you say tem manteiga, you are asking, is there any butter here? If you're saying if you want to know where is the butter, he asked the correct way.
Okay, all right. I stand corrected. Have you tried? I've just been lazy. Have you tried the yacht club? They serve a mean white. Don't say things like that to me, Ian. It's gonna be. I could get a virgin sangria, I suppose, which would just be like I might as well just order a fruit juice. But yes, I'm sure others have. Ian, the yacht club in Foz sounds like a great place to go with a whatchamacallit with me Bermuda shorts on and maybe what are those, a Panama hat or something, dressed up like a proper sailor. Jazz funk track of the day, level 42's Love Games, the bass line and the keyboard, a true classic for the Funketeers this morning. Thanks, Capricorn, for that. Baby Steps is a suggestion from James with the lingo, right? It was lovely to meet Louise this weekend. Okay, so the community meeting up offline, fantastic. Pamela, thank you for your picks. We've got some more confectionery picks from Pamela, which we'll share when Gilda leaves us this morning. Bon dia a todos. You know who that is in the picture there, Gilda, don't you? Zeca.
No.
That's Fonseca in there, the man who penned the track that was, I can't remember the name of the track, but when the Carnation Revolution was happening, the guy who wrote the track to do with that, Eusebio will tell us, and he was one of the ones who sent you a beautiful greeting. Bon dia a todos, aqueles que reservam vos Armando Malas y Vivendo Sonos. I do not know what he's saying there. Can you help us, Gilda?
Good morning to everyone that give us the flights and help us packing, living our dreams.
Oh, very good. Okay, quite complicated. And I think he might have done that on purpose there. So that's I completely messed with that. That's Zé Afonso in the picture there.
Zeca Afonso.
Zeca. So I was right. Okay, so I don't know where the Zeca thing came from, but yeah, his real name is José Afonso.
José Afonso. Zeca Afonso.
Yeah. Afonso. Okay. All right. So we now know, and it's a fantastic.
But he doesn't look at the first because he's like that. So
yes, and that sort of slightly quizzical glance there. There are other pictures where you would probably know who he was far quicker than that, but I do like that black and white picture there that Eusebio is using. Matty, no Carl. I've done my 15 minutes today already. Okay. And Sa Isu. I wonder what that means. Why is he doing that? Oh, Saturday and Sunday, of course. Jacqueline Branco. You see the many Jacquelines of this community. Good morning, Carl and Louise and Gilda. Have a fabulous week. I'll pass that on to Mrs. M. Cheers, Jacqueline. Your zero pronunciation is right. So zero is yeah. So do you use any other words for zero or naught, Gilda?
No.
It's always zero, is it? Okay.
Zero.
Okay, Elra on the Ishtamate will probably be better. Okay, so he's getting some corrections there. We're happy for those. We really are. Bon dia, Carl, from a warm underglass skip to North Yorkshire. One day closer to the move to the Algarve. Fantastic, James. Glad to hear it. So you see in the greenhouse. Joining for the first time is Amelie Kelly. It's almost 5 p.m. here in South Korea. So, Amelie, that was you earlier on, wasn't it? You are not crashing the party at all. You are most welcome, and it's lovely to have you here. Tell us about life in South Korea, if you will. Bon dia,
She's
todos.
almost getting ready to have dinner. What is she going to have dinner?
We want to know, don't we? Because
we love Korean food.
Yes, indeed. Druba is here as well from Citrus Farming Family, folks. It's a bit light on the visa questions this morning, isn't it, Gilda? I think everybody knows everything.
They want me to rest.
Oh, yes, of course. They're sort of dying to ask you questions like, oh, it would be unkind to ask her a question. D7, no, let the woman rest. Okay. Jackie Brooks. Look, another Jackie. Bon dia. We have to have different types of Jack. We have Jacks, Jackies, Jacquelines. and whatever else we can think of. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Lovely to meet you, Carl, and your lovely family. There you are, Jackie, Tim, and Farley. Thank you very much for saying hi. And I'm sorry I misplaced you at first, but I wanted to say hi and say how lovely it was to meet you too. So igualmente. Obrigado to Elra from James on the pronunciation there. Well, not the pronunciation, but the grammar or choice of words. Now, as I recall, I did say onda, not donda. I can't remember if I said esta or este. Still working it all out. And we will be, won't we, for the rest of our lives probably. And it's all part of the process. You know, I think, is it also fair to say, Gilda, that learning Portuguese is a lifelong process? It's not going to get done, is it, suddenly one day?
No, it's
No?
it takes a long time.
Okay.
Even as the Portuguese, we are learning all the time.
Yes. And that's how life should be as well, of course. Truth be told, I was awake for the first 30 minutes of the 9-hour video. Where can you get a 9-hour video about learning Portuguese? Don't show it to Deborah. James, plants to use as a natural mosquito repellent. I'll copy and paste this for tonight. It's the gardening Q&A at 6:15, of course, on this same channel. But Jack, this is for you, for the late shift mosquito who you met this morning. Lavender, marigold, citronella grass, rosemary, basil, scented geraniums, bee balm, mint, floss flower, sage, allium are most useful in cooking. And most are useful in cooking, of course. Now, let's do a few of those in Portuguese, shall we? I know we can have hortela for mint, can't we? And I can't remember any of the others. So, Gilda, can you translate a few of those for us into Portuguese? And the rest of you, of course.
I don't know all of them. Lavanda.
Yeah, lavender. You would know it. I mean, the thing about these is you would know all of them. You would know all of them to smell and to see. But I guess it's it's those words there that are probably throwing you here. Garlic. What I can't. This is the rabbit, and this is part of the problem, of course, isn't it, with Portuguese? Is you know it, but then when you're on the spot, it's harder to call things to mind, and that's what we need. That's what we need. When we talk to Mia on Friday, we will say, how do you calm your mind and become mindful in the moment so that you can recall everything that you've learned? That's the key to this. So the rest of you, give us the Portuguese translations, please, for these plants. At which point Gilda will go, yes, I know.
Rosemary, rosmaninho, basil,
Basilico.
basil, no.
It's something like manteiga, isn't it? It's the one that you give on
Manjericão.
Manjerico. There you go. It's not like manteiga at all, but that's it. It was a good start. Yes, of course, because we talked about the giving of the manjerico as a custom in Portugal, right? You can give it to people as a token of your affection, can't you?
Yes.
Watch out for that, Gilda. Basil plants, Manjerico plants turning up at the office as people thank you. Today in Portuguese history, this is great, Eusebio. Really like this. Can you do this for us most days? 1147, King Afonso I of Portugal occupies Lisbon. Okay, that would have been quite a. Can you imagine? Picture the scene when you can say as a king you're occupying Lisbon. What news from the front? We seem to have secured the city, sir. All of that in Portuguese. Martin Naylor, can I take NHR and then apply for a D7 visa? Okay, good one, Martin. Gilda, what's the sequence on this?
No, actually, it's the other way around. First, you need to apply for the D7, and once you have the D7 and you have your residency in Portugal, you apply for the NHR.
Okay, there you go. Simply done there, Martin. And of course, look up in our business directory where to find Gilda and team at Assessoria Migrant. And we can see here that Hank is saying to you, Gilda, it's so nice to see you again. And nothing but love for you, Gilda. Isn't that great? And you look radiant today. Says, don't let his picture put you off. I mean, what conclusion do you come to when a man's YouTube profile pic is a banana slug? But Gilda, you look radiant today is the word from Eddie Sarah this morning. Hello, Expats Portugal and EI team. Hope you're doing great. I have booked an appointment with the EI team. They've given me an appointment after 40 days. Is that normal? From Sushu, 1404.
Yes, that is normal these days because we have many people and we want to to give a good service. So we want to have, you know, time with the people, and sorry about that.
Okay,
But,
so yes, it will be according to the big picture as well. Of
yeah.
course, the team will have looked at that. So yeah, I mean, I can understand from Sushi's point of view of like, oh my god, over a month away, I can't wait. But fear not, and I'm sure if you drop the guys a line in the meantime, you know, that's fine too. They will allay your fears and concerns. Okay.
Yes, and unless you already have any, tell me, to save some time thinking apply. Yes, can you, if you can tell that to Francesca, that you want to speed up the process by starting with the NIF and the bank account, that is possible.
Okay, there
She
you
will
go.
guide you doing that, yeah. And then you
All right.
have and then you'll have the consultation and the step plan.
That's great. And then you can, Sushi, you can feel like something is going on for you there. So get in touch with
Yeah.
Francesca. That's a great result. Thank you for that, Gilda. It was the last time the Portuguese could get parking in Lisbon. Well, hey, 11:47. Very good. Very good. Morning, everyone from Gemini. And this is a great question from Amelie, who is new to us this morning. And I must say, you look like a Hollywood film star whose name I forget now. That's a lovely picture of you, Emily. For us Newbury's, what is A? So, yeah, forgive me. You can see here that Gilda is here, Gilda Pereira from A. How do you know, when you meet people for the first time, Gilda, what do you say you do? How do you describe the company? What's your elevator pitch?
Okay, so A is the migration agency in Portugal. Actually, it was the first one in Portugal and is the biggest one today. And we do help people to migrate to Portugal. We do the visa process and the relocation services.
There you go, Emily. Nailed it.
That is
And
A. And why is it called A? Because I stays for immigrants, for those who leave Portugal to another countries. No, that's the other way around. And the A stays for the immigrants, and the I stays for the immigrants, for those who want to come to Portugal. Hey,
And that
so
it's easy
something
for us
close.
here to forget that it's a two-way process because, of course, you represent Portuguese people going elsewhere, don't you? As well as people coming to
Yes,
Portugal. Hence
yes,
the name, the explanation of the name there. And us lot here, we're only interested in coming this way. And don't think many people give a second thought to the other side of the process. But of course, that's what Gilda does as well. That's a great explanation. Thank you very much. Now look at this office massage. Maybe not sushi. Maybe, do you think everybody in the office would like a massage if we could chipped in and got an on-site massage company to come in?
oh yes, I think
I think that's a great
everybody
idea.
very stressful.
Yeah, because can you imagine if you ask a handful of people what they want to eat? I mean, you're still talking about it 3 hours later, aren't you? Everybody's
Yeah,
getting hungrier and hungrier. They're getting hangrier and hangrier, and then someone just goes out and gets their own food anyway. So this would be so much better. This is the thing to do, Jerry, Astrid, Sally. This is what we need to organise and we can have a little fund where people can contribute in by way of showing their appreciation, and we'll get an on-site massage team. That is a cracking idea, Deborah. That's what I would have liked when I worked all hours. Superb. Great idea,
yeah.
Deborah. We're struggling to stop Espanol spilling from our mouths. Yes, you want to stop that, Michael. That's not going to go down especially well here, as I think most of us know now. So, but it's very difficult not to totally understand that. But and great that you're making an effort at all. So good man. But let us know which parts of Portugal you're in. Sorry, Gilda, were you going to add something to that?
Yeah, I was going to say that many people think that when they know Spanish, it's going to be easier to learn Portuguese. But I think it's the other way around. It makes
Oh,
things more difficult because when you open your mouth, the first thing that will come up will be in Spanish.
yeah. And do you know what? I was so scared myself of speaking Spanish because of what I'd heard that I never even used to say "Hola, bon dia" because I that's the Spanish greeting, isn't it? Hola, and I just kept I avoided it until, like everybody, that's the first thing everybody says here is voila, isn't it? But I avoided it for a long time so as not to cause offense, as a good British person who's always saying sorry and feeling bad about everything. So Albie quite liked the idea about good idea reader food delivery. So maybe we'll have to do both. Maybe a massage followed by sushi, not the other way around. Loud shout, Bondi to everyone from Savio. Nice one. And Joao F is here as well. Good morning, everybody. Just joined in. Hope I haven't missed too much. You've missed loads, but you're welcome anyway. Hank, Healthy Portugal. Tomati, love your channel. The bikes are sweet. And the sweets are sweet here as well. Well, the initial SEF appointment apparently made for me upon acceptance of my D7. I was never informed, but looked it up at the SEF website. So he's got a D7 appointment waiting for him. Going back to that original question then, Gilda.
Okay, so the SEF appointment is the one that is on the visa.
Yeah.
You have a link, and then you put the link, and it's going to be the date that you have there. Okay.
Yeah. All right. There you go, James. I think we're in business there. Gilda from Gemini. I have applied for my residency visa online. My residency visa expired on the 23rd of September. I'm still waiting, but no reply. Any advice, please? What should she do? Because that's quite a predicament to be in, isn't it? A bit worrisome.
She said that her visa expired on that date, but she doesn't say when she applied for the renewal
Oh, okay.
online.
All right. So let us know.
It takes about 1 month. So 1 month, 1 month and a half. I think you wait and you'll be fine.
Okay. All right, Gemini. Do all you can.
We are not having problems with the renewals.
Okay. All right, Gemini. The thing to do is to have your paper trail. Do everything you're supposed to do and have the backup to show it.
And you can call SEF. You can call SEF. It's not going to be easy. You have to be very patient. But you can call SEF and ask the status of your renewal, if it's already issued or not.
They should probably do a course. All these mindfulness courses. You could probably do a special mindfulness course, waiting on the other end of the line for SEF, and breathe and allow any thoughts of negativity or anger to evaporate from your mind and body, and so on. Jim, thank you again, Christina and Gilda. Another happy customer there. And Robert, remember what he said? I did not go to IKEA last weekend. It was great. That's the man who'd rather die than go to IKEA. What impact does the European energy crisis have on Portugal? Asked Franz Muller. Well, all we know is that it's already very expensive here to buy electricity and petrol. Have you got a view on this, Gilda, particularly?
No, I don't.
Okay. Others may have a comment on that, Franz. I mean, this is a community effort. So could you be more... I was going to ask you to be more specific. I mean, is there any part of the world that isn't experiencing an energy crisis at the moment, I wonder? You don't often hear about that, do you? But, energy is the big issue of our times, isn't it? What with the environmental aspect of it as well. The anxiety about what we're doing to the environment, the fact that we're pulling materials from the earth, perhaps not in the best way or using them in the best way, and rampant profiteering going on among privately owned or formerly owned state energy companies, now privately owned. Of course, that's the perfect storm for an energy crisis. But give us your view on that, Franz Muller, where you're from, and others may have something to say about that in the comments as well. Antonio F is here. Bon dia to you, the Lusitanian warrior. Tom is here with a visa question. Hello, do I need to be employed to be eligible for NHR? Is that one of the requirements? Do you need to be in work?
No, that is not one of the requirements.
Just receiving income is the thing.
Yes.
You don't have to be actually employed. Okay, there you go, Tom, with your interesting looking logo there. Or Panther. Bon dia, Ray Thompson's here, everybody. Gilda, are you a Liverpool supporter? I am due to receive my Portuguese nationality in November. Has COVID slowed this process down? Thanks, have a good one. So a couple of questions there. The most important one, of course, is, are you a Liverpool supporter? Which English team do you follow? Are you trying not to upset other British clients?
I like Manchester United.
Of course you do. So there you go. That's not going to go down well with Ray. But anyway, on to the next part of his question. I am due to receive my Portuguese nationality in November. Has COVID slowed this process down? I think it's safe to say it has, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. All
It
right. Well,
is.
thank you,
Yeah.
Ray. We will do our
But
best to have.
let us know when you have it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely right. Listening to Portuguese radio helps, says James. Do you have a favourite channel? Apart from our podcast, obviously, Gilda. Which Portuguese radio stations do you listen to?
I listen to Radio Comercial.
Okay, so it's pop music.
Yeah.
And the Portuguese guy, Radio Comercial, agora in Portugal. That's that kind of radio station, isn't it?
Yeah.
João Ferreira, great. Everything seems to be coming together to James. That's brilliant. And weird is Raji here in, I think that was Singapore, wasn't it? So
Hi,
brilliant.
Raji.
My experience so far shows the Portuguese healthcare system to be far superior than in the States. Lower cost, no waiting, and the doctors spend as much time as you want. How marvelous is that? Fantastic. Ernest is here. I haven't seen you for a while. What does that say on your picture there? Live simply, dream big, be. I can't see that, Gilda. Can you? Give.
Be grateful.
Yeah. Give love.
Love.
And that last bit.
I
Maybe
think it's
Ernest.
laugh lots.
Yes, probably. Yes. A beautiful day here in the Algarve. You get about high of 25 today. Can you believe that? In October, 77 for those of you who need it in new money there. Amazing. Good morning, Ernest. Great to see you here. Most of my wealth is tied up in cryptocurrency, says Martin Naylor. Can I show my cryptocurrency holding to satisfy a D7 visa application requirements? Great question. Yes.
Great question and a tricky one.
Oh, go on.
Yes and no. Yes, you can show that you have these investments, but I wouldn't advise that this would be your only investment. So if you can pick up some of these investment and put it in a Portuguese bank account, this would look good for your D7 application.
Yeah. Okay,
Because
that's great.
according to the Portuguese authorities, the cryptocurrency just for itself, it doesn't count as much as an investment.
Okay, great advice, as you would expect from Gilda Pereira from Ei this morning. And Martin, I'd like to talk to you. Capricorn 12, OMG, SMDP. What an amazing place. He's a fan now. We met up in San Martino de Porto. He's now a fan. Khadija, sorry for so many posts. Found the YouTube. Also, it's not a problem, Khadija. We love the comments and the posts. Also, it's fall in the north. It's very cool at night now. Not built a fire yet, but threatening. My house has 2 fireplaces and 1 wood stove only. So huddling around the stoves, I think it is in order. Good morning from Giraffe to us both there, Gilda. Special greetings to our beloved Gilda. Look at that.
Thank you.
Anna's here from Cascais. Bon dia from a sunny Cascais. After an amazing Ironman weekend, what position did you come into there, Anna? I do hope you took part in that. But yeah, I'm sure that was a lot of fun in Cascais. Pumping music, lots of people around, having a great time and getting fit and setting new records, I suspect. Answer about the SEF appointment. Initial SEF appointment apparently made for me upon acceptance of my D7. I was never informed, but looked it up at the SEF website. Does that happen often? Do people get issued but not told? What happened there, do you think?
When they give you the visa, they never tell people that the appointment is there.
Oh, why is
So
that?
that's, I don't know.
Okay.
They're lazy. I don't
All
know,
right.
or they just assume that people know.
Okay.
So it happens quite a lot. That's why when our clients get the visa, we ask for a copy and we track the dates. And we send to the clients, look, your date is this one, and they are surprised. They never know.
Interesting. So worth looking. This is very useful, James, that you told us that.
Yes.
Don't make any assumptions, anybody. As well as the vaccination general or whatever rank he was, forgive me if you're watching, sir, but the man who got the vaccination program sorted out in Portugal was suggesting he might be the person to sort SEF out. Actually, it could be you, couldn't it, as well, Gilda? What are the chances of Why are you laughing? What are the chances of the Portuguese government saying to you, look, you obviously have a really good view of this. What do you think we should do? Will they consult you, do you think, or other people in your sort of position?
Well, when this government entered in force, I was invited to their office a couple of times. They consulted me,
Good.
so it's not out of the equation.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Oh, that's
It
good news.
happened before.
Great. I'm so pleased to hear that. It's the obvious thing to do, isn't it? It's exactly what I always say to myself. If other people that are clearly less smart than I am can do it, there is no going back to politics, then there is no reason for me to fail. This applies to exams, languages, anything really. It's all relative. And Deborah, this is more words of compassion and encouragement for you. Even Portuguese, I love to hear this. Even Portuguese don't know how to speak the Portuguese language sometimes. Relax and take your time.
Yeah.
Find ways to have fun with it. And before you know it, you'll be correcting Portuguese people. Look at that. I'd like to be at that conversation. 5 p.m. dinner or cocktail hour soon for Amelie. But yeah, what actually are you gonna be eating for dinner, Amelie? Me and Gilda want to know. I wanted to quit learning every day for about a month, but with gradual success came to love the challenge. I shall overcome you, Portuguese. You will not defeat me. Pam, Portuguese has driven me to tears in the past. Stick with it. It's possible. I did it. Anyone can. That's amazing. All these people who are sharing the levels of the emotional despair that they've experienced in this process. Oh my goodness, the flick of the mouse reveals several thousand more comments this morning. Not complaining, just wondering how we're going to do it all, eh, Gilda? Are you all right for, let's say, another 10 minutes, Gilda? I know you need to go and rest, or probably you'll say you're going to go and rest.
Today I need to go to the office.
Okay, all right. So 10 minutes more, folks. Get those questions in. Try learning English songs you know well that have been sung in Portuguese. Great tip. James, Richard, Bondi. I'm Portuguese and my wife is Canadian. Planning to return to Portugal in February. Should my wife apply her Portuguese visa here at the consulate or there when we arrive? I know the answer.
So give the answer. I'll correct you if you're wrong.
Do not do it here. Go to the consulate in your own country.
No.
What? Okay, I don't know the answer. Gilda.
They are married.
Yes.
So
I'm
they can do
Portuguese.
they can do the family reunification.
Reunification in a special nation. We've even got a song for it, Richard. Ignore me. Listen to the expert, Gilda, who, I feel so embarrassed now. But Richard, you get the idea there, yeah?
Yeah, but you should bring your marriage certificate, okay?
Definitely. Okay, make sure you do that, and every other form you've got that might be useful, which is most of them in life. Okay, bom dia, Gilda e Carl. Greetings from Caldas Serena. Good morning to you. Moving south from Galicia, Guimarães, as Barcelos, and now Aveiro for 5 days, researching our next home. What a lovely trip! That sounds like fantastic. Delta Dart. Hello, Carl and Gilda. This is regarding D7. Earlier, it was mentioned that it's preferable to apply as a couple. Does it hold good if only one partner is on the pension? Good question.
Yes, it does. As long as they have joint bank accounts.
Yeah. Okay. Joint bank account important. There's Delta Dart. So you go on to ask, also, does it hold good if one has children and later one does family reunification? Is it advisable for the child to be under 18 or under 25 years to qualify for the D7 and temporary residency?
Yes, it is advisable.
Okay.
Advisable because after those ages, it's not possible to do the family reunification no longer.
Okay.
They have to do their own processes.
Okay. Thank you, Gilda. There you go, Delta Dart. I think that's clarified that. Okay, so back to Korea now. Vegetarian. And there's a vegetarian caterer I order from every week. So I'll just be grabbing something made from the fridge. Some nosh made from the fridge. Sounds good. Okay, Capricorn 12. Mrs. Capricorn 12 asked me, what was my favorite part of the recent trip? I replied, Nazare and San Martin de Porto. P.S. Love, Gilda. Our car is a 2021 Hyundai. I think it's Euro 6 emission standard. Does that mean I can drive it in the restricted zone? Do you know about this? Driving into Portugal, driving into Lisbon, capital of Portugal, with the restrictions on types of vehicles and emissions there, Gilda?
I know nothing about cars, Carl. I'm sorry.
Let's move on. All right, others. That's a one. That's probably one for Joao F and Antonio. Okay,
Yeah.
I do have a question for Gilda. Does she think NIFs will now be delayed? I'm afraid this slowdown is seriously going to slow down my application and move there. There's not a delay on NIFs, is there?
No, there's not going to be a delay on NIFs because the NIFs are not related with SEF. It's with the tax authorities.
Yeah, and any country that delayed having a tax code would be mad, wouldn't they, to do that? I mean, Portugal very happy to give you a NIF number and welcome you into the taxation system.
Yeah,
Okay,
it should be. It should be like that, but
yeah, infinite variables with the language, infinite learning and growth opportunities. Very interesting. Yes, it's a personal growth thing, isn't it? Learning a new language, especially Portuguese. Bryony's here. Hello, Bryony. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Is it true that some of the banks have closed their doors to new accounts until next year? What? Because they've been swamped by applications. Have you heard anything about this, Gilda? No new bank accounts.
yes, I've heard about this. Like Montepio, for instance,
Yeah.
and it's getting more difficult to open a bank account without being a resident here.
Okay. Well, that's news to me, but I don't think you're having any problems, are you, with opening bank accounts for people?
No, because we have a partnership with the Millennium Bank, and we that's why we do things the way we do. We always, before we had any kind of problems or they with the banks, we had this partnership. We explain why these people need to have a bank account if they are not in Portugal because they are going to apply to a D7. We make an introduction to the client, and then it's between the bank and the client, but they have a justification to do it.
Justification. Okay, so I'm going to just scroll through. I'll come back to your comments after Gilda has gone into the office today, and we'll just ask a couple more visa-related things while we've got her here. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Realistically, how far in advance of wanting to move to Portugal should we start the process?
6 months before.
6 months. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for that. To you, Michael Whitby, the answer there. And I'm scrolling. So I'm looking for the word visa. Obrigado, Gilda. Zero information about it when I received my D7 visa. That's most helpful. Thank you very much. We've already answered that one. She's not a Liverpool supporter. Maybe he's just too shocked by that news to really be able to concentrate this morning. So I listen to Radio Amalia via the internet. That's really going to help you to get Portuguese in your soul, my friend. There, listening to Radio Amalia. Is it just Amalia and Fada all day long on that channel there? Sorry, Gilda. Just finally, then from Delta Dart. Did you mean it's preferable for the child to be under 18 or till under 25 years? The child can apply as long as the child is studying. I'm confused between the 18 and 25 thresholds there, Gilda, just finally.
It's easier being under 18.
Okay.
It's always easier being under 18 because under 18, no questions, family reunification.
Yeah.
Between 18 and 25, you need to prove that the children is dependent and that they are studying.
Yes. Okay. So easier under 18, but not impossible under 25. But you'll have some more justification to do. Gilda, so sorry. Look, the quick ones here. Name me. Good morning. I'm looking to start the D7 process soon. Is EI accepting new clients? That's easy to answer, isn't it?
Yes, of course. You're more than welcome.
You know where they are in our business directory. Good morning. Got up early to see your show. Enjoying a lot. Still 4 years out from the D7 application, says Tim Murray. Do you anticipate many changes to the visa in those 4 years, Gilda?
I don't know. There are, we are going through a lot of changes with SEF now, and it seems like the government is not very stable at the moment. We don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know how to answer that question. I wish I could tell you, no, it's not going to change. But I feel that things are not very stable at the moment.
So, but Tim could expedite his own process and make it happen a bit sooner, right? I think that's a possibility, Tim. Have you thought about that, Tim, and maybe changing your particular schedule because you know what you're up against currently? And then the final one here: can we have 2 shows with Gilda a week. Capricorn, no, we're trying to get Gilda to rest. I know why you're asking that, but we can't do that. We can't do that. We'll make the most of her when she's here on a Monday, but I do understand the love behind the question there. My SEF is in January. Is it okay to arrive in the Netherlands? A quick last one in there in December 1st, and then move to Portugal. Thanks, Gilda, in advance.
Yes, but you just need to make sure that you have everything ready for your SEF appointment, okay?
Make sure all those ducks are in a row. Gilda, thank you so much for everything this morning. Glad you like the flowers. Glad, and I will send you all the lovely messages in one place. It's a book. It's a small booklet of support for you. So we'll get those over to you, and we'll work on the massage idea. If you let everyone in the office know, incoming massage. We'll get that sorted out. Okay. Have a great day. Lots of love to everybody.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely week and love to you all. And thank you.
All right. Ciao, ciao. Hasta luego.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Boa semana.
Boa semana.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
there she goes. There she goes. Oh, I didn't ask about the dog. Never mind. But we will show a picture of little Mandela. Of course, we've got a latest portrait of Mandela. Jimmy chewed the kids' trampoline zip yesterday. I could have asked Gilda if Mandela's been up to any naughtiness as well recently. Jimmy Chew is literally in the doghouse with Mrs. M about that. It was very bad. Very, very bad. Okay, so I'll take that off the screen because she's not here anymore. Get in early, folks. You know what you need to do on a Monday is arrive here, get warmed up with us at 8:30, and then Gilda joins us soon after, and we'll get those visa questions to her. I think we did it justice this morning, but maybe some were missed, so I do apologize if that was the case. Ask on our forum or just go direct. Go direct to EIA, Assessoria Immigrant, and I will give you the link for doing that right now. I'm going to cut and paste that into the comments this morning. Keep the comments coming. We're going to hang out together for another 20 minutes or so this morning. Lovely to have your company. I do love being the host of this show, the Good Morning Portugal show from expatsportugal.com. You make my day every day. It's such. I don't know if have I told you lately that I love you. I haven't, have I? So I'm so grateful to you all for making this what it is. We have got what have we got? 9,000 plus people on the forum, members of the Good Morning Portugal site. We're getting that way as well on the subscriptions on YouTube. It is so awesome to be part of this community, and thank you to everybody. I was thinking this morning again when I was out walking the dogs. It's such a great time for having special and profound thoughts. I was listening to a podcast, a guy talking about the difference between relative and absolute truth. It's pretty obvious, isn't it, what the difference is? But that's what I do. I listen to podcasts about absolute truth and then have these flashes of inspiration when I'm out with Jimmy Chew and Peggy Poo. And one of them was like, people actually turn up, many of you, every day of the week in the morning. And I really am so great. I haven't said lately how much I appreciate that. So I'm very, very grateful to you. I really am. It's quite extraordinary that you would do that. And by doing that, you make this community what it is, which I think a lot of people are getting a lot of pleasure, information, community, all sorts of benefits from being part of this. So really appreciate you. And sorry, I don't say it often enough. So the Transparent app. Okay, what's that then, Rebecca Joy? I started using Transparent app last week. It feels like Duolingo, but it has the European Portuguese. Oh, yeah, because that's the shortcoming of Duolingo, of course, isn't it? I like how they break down the lessons into 5 to 7 minute chunks. Okay. Deagle's got to pop out. Carl, to get better when on the spot, there is only one way, and that is practice, 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 and then practice some more. I knew it would be something like that. Thanks, James from Jack. We'll put our basil in the bedroom. It'll be so smell nice, won't it? Got 4 bites on my face. Give a girl a break, says Jack, who's been bitten 4 times this morning by a late shift mosquito. Martin, thanks there to Gilda. And so I've got to make sure I don't read out the visa ones again. Oh, Mrs. Capricorn 12 and I are so grateful for the lovely time we spent with you and your family, Carl, showing us amazing places that we never knew existed. Yet, this is Madame Portugal is like this. She reveals herself. She's a mistress that reveals herself to you slowly. No big song and dance. Just spend time here and more will be revealed to you day by day, hour by hour. And the glass elevator and the tunnel. I mean, look at that. You know, people are thinking, I've been to San Martino de Porto. I didn't know about the glass elevator or the tunnel. Well, come back again and see it. James, he's a 20-plus year resident of Santa Cruz, California, and a graduate What? Who is? Excuse me, a cough in there. And graduate of the university. Is this Slug, a resident of Santa Cruz? Oh, the mascot there is the banana slug. But who is it? Who are we speaking about? I wonder here. Yes, it was great. I was there too. That's the Iron Man, I think, that Patricia's talking about over there in Cascais over the weekend. Yes, so Thunderduck, hopefully your question will be answered by Antonio F or by Joao about the restriction, the emission restrictions for driving in Lisbon. Apparently, there are thousands of apps called Transparent. Rebecca Joy, please help people there. In the most restricted, here we go. In the most restricted zones of Lisbon, only cars year 2000 plus can enter. So a 2021 car is absolutely fine. There are other zones where the restriction is 1996. Sounds like thunder. You're going to be fine. Khadija from Rebecca. It has a white icon with a speech bubble. Maybe search transparent language. Yes, problem, isn't it? Finding a name for an app that makes it distinguishable from the others. Not always possible. We have a SEF appointment on Friday. Will it still go ahead now that SEF? Yes, Diane, please. I didn't mean to cause concern or alarm. If you have an appointment, you have an appointment. It's not been done away with. It's basically how it's presenting itself to the public that's changing. So it's not been scrapped and it's ended. It's just undergoing a process. I'm glad I didn't ask her this while she was here, because I think I know what the answer would be, Jerry. It could have saved us, could have saved everyone a bit of money, couldn't we? But we're not going to cut corners on this one. Morning, Gilda and Carl. How about we do the massage, Carl? I am actually a trained massage therapist, but I think it's important just to not mix things, to not confuse people too much with messaging, with massaging and messaging and massaging. And it is a Bondia from Cascais, where Patricia enjoyed the Ironman. Now been here for 3 weeks, so enjoying it by the sound of it. Patricia, tell us more, if you will. Gilda's right. Knowing Spanish is making it harder to learn Portuguese. I always fall back on Spanish. Thankfully, a lot of people here speak Spanish, and bless them. Although we have this thing that we don't speak Spanish to Portuguese people, looks like Thunder does, and it looks like it can help in certain situations. I screwed up that so much myself. I know a little Spanish from being from California, and it's spilled out on occasion, followed by a shower of apologies. Terrence, good morning, GMPers, working while listening this morning. Oh, what are you crafting, sir, in that studio of light and color? What are you working on? Do let us know. You can always purchase a classic car, get it certified by ACP as a vehicle of historical interest, and then you can drive wherever you want. What a lovely respect of the ancient vehicle there is in Portugal. Okay, Gemini, grateful for her answer. And the waiting mantra. Here we go, Emily. Yes, this is very useful. Breathe in patience. Let's try it now. Come on, guys. Let's try it now. It's all very well, the concepts and the theory. Do it now, okay? Breathe in patience. As in the virtue, not as in medical patience. And exhale compassion. Breathe compassion over everybody with a mask on. There we go. I feel better for who feels better for that? And what was that like when Gilda said, Ray, she was very hesitant because she knew what was going to happen, didn't she? But how was that for you as a Liverpool supporter to hear that Gilda is a Man? I hope it's not going to affect your professional relationship, if any, with her. Okay. No crisis. Oh, yeah, but going back to Franz Muller's question about the energy crisis in Portugal, no crisis for owners of solar panels in Portugal, I expect. As long as they're your own. If they're tied up to EDP, you can expect some shenanigans, I think. Gilda, please. This is the football question, probably, wasn't it? Don't say! Antonio F. Don't tell them who you support, Pike. I listen to the M80 radio station. I like Antena myself, or Antena 3 if I'm feeling a bit cool, because they play, what are they? It's more kind of underground music, alternative pop music on Antena 3. Antena you're going to get more language to listen to. Spoke to the lady on the checkout in Continent, all good until I said the word ouais instead of si. Totally stopped me in my tracks. Wish I'd not learned French and German at school. Oh, I'm sure it's been useful in its own way. And you've got that to fall back on. In central Portugal, French can go a long way, Jack, but that's hilarious. I will tell you when I receive my Portuguese nationality. Wow, Gilda, is that because Cristiano's got great legs? I'm sure it's not such a shallow reason as that. It's because they're a great football team, eh, Ray? Antonio F. Yes, of course. You can only make an average of 5,000 kilometers each year. But since certification happens every 4 years, you just make sure you don't drive over 20,000 kilometers every 4 years. So there are further restrictions on older vehicles by the sound of it. Georgie George, is Airbnb or Flatio bookings accepted for D7 visa? Not really, Georgie George. I can answer that. And I know I gave a terrible answer earlier on, but I think I know what I'm talking about on this particular regard. No one believes that anymore. But anyway, Airbnb is not sufficient because it's not a proper lease. You can't show your receipts or your booking form. But, and I don't know about Flatio, maybe they're a bit like Spotter Home, they do offer a lease. That's what you're looking for. You need a lease agreement for the 12 months, Georgie George. And sometimes an Airbnb proprietor owner will convert out of Airbnb and make you a long-term booking. So that can be a strategy, of course. Abel is here as well. Abel Pinheiro, good morning. Portugal from Scotland this morning. Don't know where my SEF appointment is with my visa. How do you find it? I guess log on and call in will be a good start, I think. Victoria there. Let's talk more about that. We were in touch via WhatsApp, aren't we? But I think that's the best start, isn't it? Is to log in and see, check for yourself on the website, and then you might have to practice the patience mantra. Thank you to Amelie for that. Listen to Smoothie FM. Lots of jazz and blues. It is good, Joao F. Actually, I've enjoyed listening to Smoothie FM. That's a global phenomenon, isn't it? It's true. Only A told us about our appointment, or we would not have known. Isn't that amazing? Rear Admiral. Who doesn't love that phrase? The Rear Admiral. Enrique Gouvier y Melo. Okay, so why is that there? He wasn't at the university in California with the banana slug as a mascot, I don't suppose. Why has he come up? Did I miss something there, Sabio? Yes, obrigado, Gilda. Found the info on my visa in tiny print, and would have no idea of what it was without your direction. Very relieved. Obrigadissimo, Gilda. Now there's something to use, folks. Go out today and use the many versions of obrigado. Obrigadinho, obrigadissimo, obrigado. Try them all. Flex with the obrigado today. So just a word of encouragement there from Joao F. Thank you. Name me. Good morning. Oh, we did that one, didn't we? Very good. And Delta Darts Inquiry we worked with as well. I've got some things to show you. Okay, hold on, everyone, for a moment. Tim, I wonder, are you thinking of reframing your move, perhaps? Helen T. with a thank you, Gilda, for all the advice and information. Oh, blimmin' heck. Okay, well, I've got loads more comments. I'll see how many more of these I can do for you. I've got a video to play you, and we've got confectionery from Pam as well. So more, she said, you liked my cornucopia pictures. I have more for you from Alcobaça. I don't think I've loaded all of these, but look at this picture of the monastery there with video projection on it. That is fabulous, Pam. I think Louise, we saw Louise, didn't we, who sent us a video because she's got a home-sitting gig over there in Alcobaça. She's going to be not seeing this probably because I think this was a little while ago, but she is going to be enjoying the many delights of Alcobaça, of which Pam can tell you if you consult her as an Ask Our Expats person. And we've got fresh pictures in from Pam. This is fantastic, Pam. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to take the time. Bear with everybody, because the computer seems to be struggling. WhatsApp is bulging with your videos and pictures today, and it's not letting me do what I want to do just yet, but I hope that will change. I'll close it down and I'll restart it and see if we can do any better with that. But I can, whilst I'm doing that, you can savor another interior of the monastery here. And I think this is another exhibition here of confectionery. Look at that beautiful vaulted ceiling. Isn't that the most amazing thing? What's this picture here? Is that today or from some other time? Oh, no, that's Will Thompson, isn't it? That's him doing chestnuts in the microwave. All that smoke there in the valley. Let me play my video then. And I was asking earlier on, when you've been to San Martin de Porto, you've looked out across the bay towards the neck of the bay where the Atlantic crashes against the rocks. And then slightly to your left, what's that? What's that hillside of sand? Well, this is it, folks. I scaled it with my kids last night. And we're doing this thing with Coach Turner, Growing Old Disgracefully, Grey Watch. staying fit and well in our I was gonna say our dotage, in our older age, and with people who like the good life. Basically, how do you balance staying well with the good life? And Coach Turner's running a fantastic program. A couple of us here are on it, and I thought I'll impress the coach with the assault on the sandy hill, and this is what happened.
For those of you who've been to San Martino de Porto, which is on the other side of the bay there, you'll have seen a great big sand dune on the other side, Salier de Porto, which I have just scaled. My kids ran up much faster than me. I thought it was like what film is it? Is it The Hill? A film that was made long ago about the punishment of making men climb up and down a great big sand dune, sand hill. So look at it. I've got to take a picture from the bottom to show you what it was like. But I'm about to run down now like a 5-year-old, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to take a picture when I get to the bottom. But check it out. Look at that landscape there. Look at that. This is Salier de Porto, San Martino de Porto, and the Atlantic beyond the Scallop Bay, and this estuary going out into the bay and then out into the Atlantic. Absolutely lovely evening. Bye for now.
And I did take. The problem with taking a photo from the bottom is it just didn't look very steep or high. I was thinking, I need to take a picture from the other side of the bay. So I will show you a picture from the other side of the bay, which shows you what a manful effort it was for me as a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old ran past me up the hill. But my Achilles heels and my ankles were absolutely killing me. And it took me to a level of exertion and exhaustion that I am not familiar with at the moment. So Coach Turner and my colleagues in the Growing Old Disgracefully camp, I think, will be pleased with me. Look, we're back in Alcobaça Monastery now, and look at those people ogling the confectionery. That piece of plastic there to stop people dribbling, I suppose, isn't it, on the beautiful sweets that are there. Here's a bit of a close-up, I think, and we've got a morning view of Alcobaça. Look at these things. Oh, man, that is making me hungry. Those, whatever they are, those sweet, sticky things there. Another picture from this particular event. Pam, what was it? Look, that's the cornucopia picture from the other angle, isn't it? And we still don't know what that bowl of sweet, sticky juice is that goes alongside it. And I think an even more dramatic picture of Padaria Delights here. Look at that wall-to-wall confectionery. And absolutely diabetic paradise there. That's going to give you a sugar rush, isn't it, going to something like that? But why else would you go, really, apart from to enjoy the sugar on that occasion? Everything in moderation and balance, folks. And a lovely morning shot here, I believe, from Pam as well. A kind of misty morning over there in Alcobaça this morning. And isn't that beautiful? The hills. It's an amazing place, Alcobaça. It really is. Nestling in not a valley as much exactly, but the way that the town has been built around the monastery, and then the way that the hills surround the town as well. It's a lovely, lovely place. Again, the mysterious maiden that is Portugal. More is revealed to you. Not everything is obvious and out on show. It is revealed to you over time as she gains your trust. Now, I wonder, do I have any more pictures to show this morning? We'll come back to your comments in just a moment. Forgive me if in the rush, in the sheer volume of pictures and videos that have been coming in, if I've neglected to show one of yours, and I probably have. Oh, Mark and Mary are making their journey, and they invited me to share from their Instagram, which I will do. And over the weekend, I suspect I have missed one or two, so I do apologize for that. I'm very happy for a reminder from people, from you, if I have done that, if I've overlooked your picture, or if I said, yeah, thanks, I'll show it on Monday, and I forgot this morning. I do beg your forgiveness on that. So last few comments before we go out this morning. It's 10 o'clock already, would you believe it? And yes, we would believe it, wouldn't we? Tim Murray, I wish I could bring it forward. I will just cross my fingers. Okay, Tim. Well, you know where. Stay tuned, and we'll keep you abreast of all the changes that happen here, Tim. And we'll do our very best to help you. Luckily, Pollex, it didn't happen. Yeah, despite what people were thinking, right? Still in money mode. Who is that? I wonder. Carl, you are so wonderfully random. Love you, brother. There's a t-shirt idea. I'm wonderfully random. Cheers, Hank. And right back at you, mate. Bon dia from William Ogilvy. It was you, wasn't it, William? Now I remember. I think William sent me a picture late last week. And then suddenly all the pictures, all the messages, WhatsApp messages coming over the weekend. And there is, we get overwhelmed. William, I can't lay my hands on it right now. Will you send something again to me so it will come to the top of the pile? Thank you. I do appreciate it, but I can't lay my fingers on it right now. You asked what kind of man has a banana slug profile pic. I did. Oh, and you answered it. Oh, yes. Okay, it all falls into place now. How do you keep so perky? Is it because you eat all those sugary sweets? Is it because you're living the dream in Portugal, or add something to your coffee? It's a good start to the day. Thank you. Well, cheers, Tim. I would like to think I'm naturally perky, annoying, whichever way people might look at that or want to frame it. And no coffee this morning, would you believe? A Honecker this morning because of the various achy joints and muscles and ligaments that I have. So, yeah, cup of tea earlier on this morning. I was up at just after 6. That might have been a bit of a head start on the day, out with some fresh air. But you're right, I am living the dream. And in case I hadn't mentioned it, really delighted to be back on the Silver Coast in San Martino de Porto. So that's all part of a formula for sure. Thank you for noticing. Francis, there's no difficulty there. As a Portuguese citizen, you have no problem. As your wife and mother-in-law, they just need to report to SEF. Their move here. Okay, so France is getting some good counselling as well. The banana slug resides solely in the redwood forests of the northwest US. Maybe one day we'll have an expats Portugal trip to the US northwest so that we can go and respect the banana slug and actually touch it. But never trust a man who says, "Would you like to touch my banana slug?" I'd rather deal with SEF than ICE. What is that? Is that a more scary department of the government there? Carl, from February, I could go to Gilda's office and take a look at their pain if they have any. There's a lovely offer. That is a great offer. And SEF seems to be their main pain at the moment. So if you could create a pain treatment of that kind, that'd be pretty powerful. Bon dia from Sharon, my first time on in Lisbon. Got an IF and opening bank account this morning. Thanks for your help from San Francisco, listening to you for the last few months. Sharon, lovely to make your acquaintance. Thanks for saying hi. I am working on a blog about my useless olive picking skills. You're artistic in every respect, Terence. I'm sure that's going to be a work of poetry and delightful prose and comedy as well, knowing you too. That's going to be fantastic. Remember, when you've completed that, to pop the link in here. I'm sure many of us would like to read your blog. The Rear Admiral led the vaccination. Oh, thank you very much. The Rear Admiral was the man who led the vaccination program, who may be free now. No, he's done a cracking job with that. Might be free to lick SEF and APMA into shape. Good and worthy reminder here from Matty. Connect on the expat forums and send a link there. That's I think that was a specific response, but I think that's good advice anyway, is it not? And William, okay, we're gonna show William's pickies. This is on our way to Odessa. Now, we have some cool people in this community, don't we? But somebody who is, what were you doing? Sailing an icebreaker to Odessa or something like that? Tell us in the comments, please, if you will. I'll show the pictures. You do the legend, because you are a legend by the look of these pictures, William. What's going on in these pictures that I'm about to share on the screen? These beautiful views, sunrises or sunsets. Can't quite make it out at this scale, but look, a couple of pictures from William, who's reporting in from Coleraine this morning. That is near Odessa or on the way to Odessa. Quite extraordinary. Let's just take that comment off there for a moment. And the other pic you sent in, William, was this one as well. Different time of day. What an interesting life you must have. Tell us more in the comments, if you will, please. Mark's here, everybody. And it's bon dia from a sunny Povo de Varginha this morning. How's life up there? Is it getting colder now, Mark? I wonder. It probably will be, right? Delivery. Okay, so what was going on there with William was the delivery, it says here, of the James Clark Ross to the Ukrainians. So actually, were you captaining or part of a crew taking a boat to Odessa? How exciting is that? Certainly Bond material in there somewhere, isn't there? And he's going to say, oh, no, just sailing a ship. No one ever just sails a ship like that, do they? Thank you for asking my question. I have become a premium member since a couple of months. That's Raji. Thank you, Raji. Appreciate that. Yeah, everybody who becomes a premium member, that really helps. And we really appreciate each and every one of you. What is this? I'm not even going to read that out, but it looks very interesting. Do you read other people's comments here when they're talking to each other? I do. Joao F. The Hill. Yes, that was me yesterday. Great movie starring Shand. He was having to scale the sand in the hill there. Never miss an opportunity to do that. Was Sean Connery, by the way, everybody. I really enjoyed the cheerful show today. Thanks, Carl. Doing my best, dear Michelle. Thank you for tuning in from Australia. Names in Portuguese: Alfazema, Calendulas, Grama Citronela, Alecrim, Manjericão, Geranios Perfumados, Balsamo de Abelha. Beautiful, Balsamo de Abelha. Hortela, Flor de Fio Dental, Salvia, Alho e a maioria são úteis na culinária. James, you genius. Thank you very much. You had to go out, but still came back to do that. Love that. Thank you very much indeed. And still don't think my heating will be fixed. My heating will be fixed in the next 11 weeks. Do you get some sort of rebate on that? Oh, ICE is the US side. Okay, the US Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Okay, yeah, that sounds like it could be a bit terrifying of being in their hands. I hesitate to say, but I get your gist there, Eusebio. I'm going to take you up on that offer to go riding one way or another, Matty. That is a thing that will happen. Look at that. It's a man cave outing there. Love Google Translate. Oh, okay. Is that how you did it? Bon dia alegria from Doreen. Hello, Doreen. How are you? Had several friends visiting Portugal on scouting trips and have turned them onto Expats Portugal, as well as many foreigners I met at the Iron Man who asked how I moved here. Thank you, Doreen, for being one of our ambassadors. Really, really, really appreciate that. I think that just about does it for this morning, doesn't it? Thank you so much, everybody. Apologies to anybody whose photos, videos, or comments I've missed. It really is important to me to do my best to keep on top of all of it and share it, share all this wonderful work that you send in to me out to the rest of the community. So it just remains for me to play the tune, to put a spring in your step for the rest of the day, and let you know that we'll be back tomorrow. We've got Jacqueline, another Jacqueline tomorrow. The mortgage lady Jacqueline will be here tomorrow. The doc will be back on Wednesday. On Thursday, Vitor Costa, my pal in the north of Portugal, singing the praises. Big fan of the north of Portugal, his native north of Portugal. And Mia on Friday. What a great week to look forward to this week. Do join me for those shows, and we will see you then. So where's my video? Get your whistling lips ready, everybody. Here we go. Até próxima. Até logo. Ciao, ciao. Obrigadinho.